morning, everyone. It's Alison Sullivan. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from New Westminster, British Columbia, which is just outside Vancouver on the west coast of Canada. So welcome. Hello to my friends who join me every Sunday. And if you're new, please say hello in the comments. I'm just going to make sure that I am broadcasting. I can see that I'm in YouTube okay, but I also want to make sure that I have sound. Hi Keisha, how are you? I have sound. How you doing this morning? It's a beautiful day. Oh, eyes itchy, of course. It's either my nose or my eye, isn't it, you guys? Always something. Gonna make sure that I am. Oh my gosh, where is the? There we go. The refresh. Need the refresh over there so that I can see comments as we go. Alrighty, I think we're good. Help if I could see. There we go. Yay! Hi Pat, good morning. I'm good today, Keisha. Pretty good, no complaints. No complaints. Looking after my grand dog. Is that what you call them when they're, yeah. Hi Mo. She's a lot different than our dog. Like polar opposite, really. She's a cross between a lab, which I do see no lab in her, and a border collie and something else. And she's got a lot of vim and vigor, I tell you. Anyway, she's very sweet, but we've just got her for the day. All right. I am going to, hi Ellie, good morning. How are you this morning? Okay, let's just do a split screen here. We're going to be playing with the Earthen Textures, which is part of the Earthen Elegance Suite collection. It's in the annual catalog. I think it's on page, let's see, 70, 71. Anybody else popping on? Wait a second here and see if we've got anybody else. Milo is a lab border collie mix. He's nuts. I don't know if I would say that Delilah is nuts. She's just anxious. That is the word I would use for her. She's constantly, she loves being at home. And when she's not at home, she kind of gets fretful. But I'm proud of her because apparently what she does usually is when she's fretful about not being at home, she barks at the door, but she hasn't done that. So I'm grateful. Hi, Trisha. How are you this morning? Hi, Diane. I think it's the border collie, Keisha. I think they like to herd. And so they're always wanting to herd people, leaves, you know. Anyway, she's very sweet. And it's just a day. I can live for a day with her. All right. So I think we can get started. Hi, Janet. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's start over here. Okay. So like I said, we're using the Earthen Textures, which is part of the, let me grab this, the Earthen Elegance Suite, which, as I said, is on page 70 and 71. And I think I told you guys the last time I used this stamp set that if you look at the pictures here and this big slab here and here and here, those are actual real tiles that the artist who created the images and the designer series paper, she actually made these and then used those to create the designer series paper. It's always fascinating. Oh, same over here. These are two more tiles. Really cool. So whenever I'm stuck, I tend to go and look at cards and start there because the concept artists are very talented. So, you know, they know what they're doing. So I tend to kind of look at theirs and think, oh yeah, I like that element or that element and pull different things. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take a card or a project from this page and I'm going to recreate it, but I'm changing it up a bit. So I won't show you which one yet. I'll show you at the end, okay? So let me put that book out of the way. And a reminder, I have been invited to join a all-star video class bundle tutorial group. Very excited. And the chosen bundle for the month or the suite for July is Earthen Elegance, which I'm using today. And you can see the little snippets here of our cards. Okay, it's a really talented group of women. I think, yeah, Martin dropped out. So it's just women right now. A lot of artisans are in it. I don't know why they invited me, but I'm glad they did. So I appreciate it. So there I am. Okay, up there. Now, you're going to earn this free when you make a purchase from me in July. So I just sent you this 12 project tutorial. It's got videos, you guys. So you just click and watch everybody. It's kind of cool. If you don't live in Canada, so you can't make a purchase, that's okay. You can actually purchase the tutorial for $19.50 in my tutorial store. So have a look at that. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to set this aside for now. We don't need that yet. I'm using a few other products. I'm using the Nested Essential Dies. Have you guys seen these? These are really cool. So I'm using these dies here, but there's these nice little rectangles, and I love these. These are like little tab, what am I trying to say, labels, right? I like those. But I always love the stitch. Do you guys like stitch dies? I prefer the stitch dies to the non-stitch dies. Those are really nice. So I'm going to be using those. And my favorite, of course, got to use my stylish shape dies, right? So I'm going to be using those. Okay. Now I'm just going to get my orientation here. I look like I'm not using, oh, and it would help if that was straight, because if you're watching that, that's not going to be very cool. There we go. There we go. Look at my poor mat. Got ink on it. Terrible. I'm going to go bright today. I felt like using bright colors just because that Earthen Elegance, you tend to go with those colors that are in the DSP, but I wanted something brighter. So I'm using Coastal Cabana. I always want to sing that Barry Manilow song. At the Copacabana. You guys old enough to remember that song? So I'm using Coastal Cabana. I've also brought in some other colors. There's the Coastal Cabana, and there is Calypso Coral. Then I thought, okay, what else goes with that? I need some sort of neutral, and I am going with Wild Wheat. I think it goes really nice. Here we are. I think that goes well together. What do you guys think? I'm just going to show you something since I'm bringing out this designer series paper, because you might not be aware of this, but we sell packs of designer series paper in their color families. So for instance, these are the brights. They're 6x6, which I like, and you get 4 of each color. So if you look at the brights family, you get 4 of each color, 2 of each design, and here's what they look like. So you got ones with these kind of little marks on, and then the other side is hearts. Get 2 of those, and then this side is dots and stripes. So you get 2 of each, and then in the 10 colors, so 40 altogether. So isn't that pretty? Those are the brights. Those are pretty. Those pretty colors. Okay, so it's a really great way to get a whole bunch of designer series paper that's going to match your project. Because sometimes if you're going off and not using the products in a suite, you think, oh gosh, I don't want to use that DSP, but this allows you to use it and change colors. Okay, what else? Oh, hi, Joanne, live. I'm so excited. Yay, you're live. Okay, I'm going to just give me a sec, you guys, because my notifications keep popping up over there and I can't see. Okay. I've also got, let's see what else I've got. Just some basic white scraps here. These are just scraps. Okay, and I've got old olive scrap. Okay, so I'm just grabbed a bunch of scraps and we're just going to go ahead and create a project. All right, so where should we start? Well, I think I'll start with some stamping. So I'm going to grab a couple of pieces of basic white. Here we go. These are just, I'm not even going to tell you the dimensions. It's just big enough to use this image. Okay, so I've got old olive. I'm going to grab that image and I'm going to stamp one of them full strength. Whoop, well, that would help if I actually inked it up. Full strength. There we go. And half strength. Okay. Whoop, don't like that. Gosh, a little off today, aren't I? There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay. So you can see that's the old olive full strength. And then they call it second generation when you stamp off. Okay. So I can put that away. Set that aside. I'm also going to take my old olive and I'm going to stamp some words. And I'm going to stamp thank you. And you always know just what to say and do. I like that. Never have too many thank you cards. I like sending out thank you cards. Some of my customers are on this call and they get thank you cards every month when they make a purchase. Okay, so I'm going to stamp thank you. And I'm using Versamark, you guys, because I'm going to emboss. And I've got my camera just where I need to see what I'm doing. I was a bit skimpy with my piece of paper here. I should have used a larger piece. Oh well, we'll see if it works. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to use Whisper White. Oh my gosh, white embossing powder. I didn't sleep very well last night. Can you tell? My son was sleeping over because he's going dirt biking today, hence the reason we have the dog. And I don't know, I was listening for him getting up at 6 o'clock to head out. Then we'd be in charge of Delilah. And so it made me not sleep. Do you guys do that when you know you have to do something and then you don't sleep? I hate that. So I'm just going to heat set that. I think it's pretty typical. It's like when you travel, right? And you know you have to get up at 5 in the morning to go to the airport. You might as well just stay up all night because you don't sleep. At least I don't. I love embossing. Do you guys like embossing? It makes me calm. I like it. I'm having a hard time seeing today. My camera is right where my work area is, and I think that's what's throwing me off. That looks good. Yeah, you can always just check. And then if you need to do some more, you can. I'm going to grab, remember my stylish shapes? Love my stylish shapes. So I'm going to just cut out with my die. I'm going to cut out both of these words. So it's warm in my studio today. I actually have my little fan on. Let's bring in our, is it hot where you guys are? It's probably pretty hot no matter where we are right now, right? I think it's going to be 26 today, but it's going up to 30 this week, I think. These are the days I stay inside and go out early in the morning or after 4 o'clock. Okay, let's run that through. Do you like bright colors, you guys? Are you more into the neutral earth colors? I'll show you both cards when I'm done, and you can tell me which one you prefer. I also am excited. I'll give you a little sneak peek of something that's coming. I have been asked to participate in another tutorial group. It's a bit different, though. It's one that is quite a bit different. I think there's 10 of us. And each person for 6 months is assigned a color palette. And we have to make 3 cards using the color palette. And then a 4th card is using the same base color, but we can use whatever colors we want. And the color that I got was Old Olive. And so what we do, I'll show you. I'm going to find it in here. Oh, gosh. I posted these. Did you guys see these? I think I sent it to my VIP group, or it was in my newsletter, where you could print these off, right? You guys, oops, getting camera here. So this was my assignment for next month. So you can see that that's your base color, and then you pick these three, and these three, and then you can go off and make one whatever you want. Just have to use Old Olive. So look, that's where I got Old Olive, Coastal Cabana, and Calypso Coral from. So if you're ever stuck for color combos, have a look at that color code. Okay, so here's my words. All right, and then I'm going to set those aside. Ooh. Dare I set anything aside and not lose it? Ooh. Okay, so let's cut this out. I love when there's a die that cuts out the image. How about you guys? You like that? Now I could have used my regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss because I could have cut a whole bunch of things out at once, but that's okay. I've got nowhere to go. Right, just cut this out. So that's my second generation one. And I use tape, you guys, when I'm cutting out something that has been stamped. Some people don't need to do that, but I do. I wish we could get a magnetic plate. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, right, you guys? You want a magnetic plate. Because I can't just stick it on and run it through. It just doesn't work for me. It moves every single time. So I don't want to do that. Okay. All right. So those are my two little flowers or ferns. Right? I guess ferns. Put those aside. What else do I need to cut out? I'm going to take this piece, which is a bit longer, basic white, and I'm going to cut out, remember we talked about the dies? Nothing like Europe. I know my sister, we're talking about the heat. My sister was talking about Europe. These are the Nested Essentials dies, okay? So I don't remember how many years ago. Was it 4 years ago? We were in Greece. I think so. And the temperature in Athens, so it was like last week, 4 years ago. The temperature in Athens was 46 degrees at the Acropolis the day before we had planned to go to the Acropolis. And they had to close it because it's too hot. You can't even let tourists up. So the day we went, we had booked with a tour group to get up to the Acropolis. I think it was like at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we got up and it wasn't too bad. It was warm, like in probably high 30s. But then later on they had to close it because it's just not safe. Crazy. It's just crazy. Although I did hear Las Vegas the other day, they said, don't go outside between the hours of 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. So there's that, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to use my Calypso Coral, and I love, this is my favorite die. It's like a palm, but it's like a fan palm. Okay, let's run that one through. So we're just making all our little elements. Sometimes you want a card that's simple and elegant and crisp and just a few elements on it. And sometimes you just want to add stuff. And you can always cut stuff out and then change your mind and not add it all, right? I mean, there's nothing that says you have to use every piece that you've cut out. But it's kind of fun to cut out a whole bunch and then just play with it and see what you think. So now I'm running through what I would call, I guess it's another type of palm. Yeah, it's like a palm. Now this is out of the Wild Wheat. That was the color that I added in my challenge to myself. And, oh, so back to that little tutorial group. That's going to be sent to anyone who places an order of, I think it's $60 Canadian. So if you place an order of $60 with me in the month of August, you're going to get 2 tutorials. One, the Kylie video group, and the other one, the colorful demo group. I think that's what they're calling it. A twofer. Okay, I'm now going to use the largest one from that Nested Essentials, and I'm going to cut it out of this fun DSP that we talked about earlier. This is the Calypso Coral.
Now this has got dots on it, so I don't want to just willy-nilly cut it. I better make sure that it's sort of centered so that my dots are somewhat straight. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's a circle. Okay, run that through. I think that's all my die cutting. Is it? Okay, so then we've got that. I love the stitching around it, if you can see that. Like both sides of that. I'm not sure which one we'll use. We'll have to decide. And then the only other thing that I wanted to cut out was this piece here, which kind of reminds me, I don't know why it reminds me of like a Roman numeral 20. Does anybody else see that? Like, it looks like a Roman numeral. Is it me? Okay, I'm just looking here because I cut out a few of these ahead of time because you don't want to see me cutting them all out. Okay, but I'll just show you what that's going to look like. These are kind of fun. Again, not sure how many I'm using or what I'm using. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Because I can't see my screen. It's too far away. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? You love embossing too. Yeah, Joanne, I do too. My friend was over stamping the other day, and my friend Leanne, and I was embossing like mad. And she says, oh gosh, I don't really like embossing, but oh, I'm going to maybe have to do more of it. It's just about practicing, you guys. That's all that anything is, right? The more you practice, the better you get at it. And my sister Mo will attest to the first couple of times that I embossed, I actually set the paper on fire. And then the second time, I just burnt it. So, you know, you can learn. We did have a heat gun, but I think it was more like a paint stripper. And a lot of us also use like a light bulb. You ever done that? We did that to heat it, and an iron, like you would just sort of hold it over the paper. And so, you know, we've come a long way, I guess. Let's bring all these little pieces in. Look at all these fun pieces that we've got. Okay. I think that's all I had. That's it? Nope. I've got something else I need to cut. I did. Yeah, no, I cut them, but where did I put them? Might have to cut some more. That's so weird. This is what happens when I have this little tiny workspace. The smaller the space, the more chance that things will go missing. Do you guys have that? Oh, there they are. There's one. And there's the other. Whew. Okay. So now I'm going to take my Calypso Coral DSP. And let's glue that on to the front of my Coastal Cabana. Make sure I'm in screen, and I am. So we can just stick that down. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead, I think. Dots. I think I'll do dots. Stick that down. So that's sort of my focal piece. Now we got a bunch of stuff here. We've got this one, and we've got this one. I'm just laying these down to see where I want to put them, you guys. We've got a little Coastal Cabana, little fern here. Maybe put that off set a bit. And then our wheat. Looks nice. And then I know this is going to be covered up, so I want to make sure I've got enough. Yeah, that would work. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you guys, is I find that this just is easier for me, but you can do what you like. I'm just taking a piece of Scotch tape, and I'm just going to put it down because that's going to hold that in place. I'm going to put some glue behind this, but I just want to hold it in place while I decide the rest. Now I'm going to grab this fan, and these have got score marks on them. So I'm going to just score them on those lines. Just like that. You can work at it Just gives it some dimension, which is nice, right? Okay. Now I don't need the stem. It's too long because it'll stick out. So when you've got it the way you like it, then I'm just going to do a little bit of a haircut here. That's going to go like that. That looks nice. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. But before I do that, let's just put a little bit of glue under these pieces. Sort of just anchoring them in place. I don't have to put a lot. I'm just, because the other elements will kind of hold it in place. And then we've got our dark one. And then our light one. Okay. Is it still smoky up there? Oh, gosh. Sorry, Marilyn. You guys have had it just seems to be our new normal, doesn't it? Which we don't like. Okay, let's put some dimensionals on the back of this guy. Hold that in place. Yeah, toaster. Well, we used to use a toaster. We used to use a lot of things. I do like our new heat gun. It took me a while to get used to it because it's not as hot as our old one, but then you're less likely to burn your fingers, which is always nice too, right? So I'm going to grab this piece. Now this is just a focal piece, okay? I'm actually, sorry you guys. No, I guess that's good. I'm just going to move it back a little bit, but now I've kind of committed. When you commit, just walk away. So this is going to go here, but I'm going to grab a few of these Roman numerals, as Joanne and I call them, because it does look like 20. And I'm just going to put them along here. So one goes there. Oops. Is that what I want it? Yeah. And then I got another one. Another one beside it, like so. I think I just need 2. My original card I put 3 on, but that's okay. That looks good. Now, remember the rule. If you pop this up and you're going to put something on top, you're going to have to double pop it on this side because you need it to be the same height as the one that it's, so it needs to be the same height. So let me make sure that's the same height. This one needs a triple. I think probably because I added a bit of dimension to that. Triple. We're going to then just put some glue here. So the glue will be there, like so, and that'll be popped up. Looks good. Just let that set for a bit. Maybe I only needed 2. That's all right. I can remove one. I thought you should only need 2. I'm not sure why I thought I needed. Well, that would help if I took the paper off that one. No. I think this is. Do you ever get a dud? There are duds. I've had duds. This is a dud. Dud. Come on. There. Oh, what was wrong with that one? Maybe I got some glue on it from my fingers. Who knows? Okay, so back to my glue on this end and my pop-up on that end. And there we go. Okay. Excuse me, that looks good. Then remember way back at the beginning, we did some words. So let's put those down. You always know just what to say. Put that there. Whoop. I think I'm being too stingy with my glue, maybe. And then we've got thank you. Pop this guy up. There's a lot of Stampin' Dimensionals on here. Whew. Patsy would be proud of me. She likes Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm gonna put it there. Okay, that's what we've got so far. I love the bright colors. Let's bring in some of these color pearls, 2022, 2024 in color pearls. So we've got some blue ones and some green ones and another blue one, I think. There. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. Let's move that up there. There. We made our little triangle. You kind of want to make a triangle with your little embellishments. Okay. That's our card. Excuse me. Let's grab this was my original one that I made. Okay, so this has got the opposite. It's got the same colors, but it's got an opposite. Can I put them side by side? Yeah. So this one's got the calypso with the coral, and this one's got the coral with the calypso. Both are nice. Now, the original. What was the original? Remember we talked about casing? Here we are. It was this box. And I don't know if you can see. So what I'm going to do is show you that I took that box idea and I made it into a card. So this is a case. Copy and share everything from the catalog using the same elements that the artist used on a box example. And then I took that and I changed up the colors based on the color coach. Yeah, I like the color combo too. Thanks, Mern. Oh, you popped on there. I didn't see you. Nice to see you. Did I miss anybody else? I said Trisha. Oh, Trisha, you're so sweet. They invited you because you make beautiful. Thank you. But you know, it was a bit intimidating to be invited to the Kylie group. I kept saying to her, "Are you sure I'm up to this?" And she goes, "Oh, yes." So that was sweet of her. Thank you. Oh, Milo has anxiety too. Okay, well, apparently Delilah is on some medications for her thyroid and she's got allergy pills, so she's less stressful. She'd stress me out, I think. Poor dog. She's a very sweet dog. All right, we're back to talking about the dog. Okay, I've got everybody. So which one do you guys like? Do you like the bright ones? Or do you like the original? It's a nice layout though, isn't it? Like imagine all the color combos you could do. Just grab your color coach. And if you wanted it even brighter, let's see here. I haven't tried it. I should try and make some other ones, shouldn't I? Like maybe, oh, I don't know. Melon Mambo's a nice one. This would be kind of cool. Melon Mambo. Oh, we don't have So Saffron anymore. We don't have mango. So that's not helping me. Here's a new one. Melon Mambo, Calypso Coral, Tahitian Tide. It's a nice one. And then you can throw in some Granny Apple. That would be really nice. Really bright, I think, right? So those kind of cover off the greens. And then the blues maybe go with, oh, the purples. Purples are always popular. Let's see what we've got. Highland Heather, Blackberry Bliss, and Pool Party. And then just for a little, you could throw in the Pear Pizzazz. I think that would be really nice. I've never used the Highland Heather with the Parakeet and the Pool Party. Those are a nice combo. We'll have to try those. Maybe I'll make one of those up. See which you like. But which one do you guys like? The neutral or the bright? So we've got one bright, but we still like the neutral. Marilyn likes the original, the neutral. We're using that beautiful paper, right? So I've got a half and half so far. Bright, Diane likes the bright. Love both. Yeah, I love both too, Joanne. I think you're right. We shouldn't be picking favorites, should we? It's like picking your favorite kid. We shouldn't be doing that. There we go. This one here is not cooperating. I want it to, I guess I didn't crease it well enough with my bone folder. Ah, there we go. All righty. So that's the project for today using those Earthen
Textures Bundle. Let me come back over here. Yep. Okay, so what else? July. What's happening in July? Bonus days. For every $60 that you spend before shipping in Texas, you earn a coupon, a $6 coupon that you can use in August. And of course, it's multiplied. If you spend $120, you get $12. So you can use all the coupons at once in August. I think that's all. And then you know about my free tutorials. I think that's all. Okay, so I will see you guys for my next live. Will be Wednesday at 3 p.m. And I will see you then with another project. Until then, have a great week. Hope you get some creative time in. Appreciate you popping in and joining me today. Bye for now.